What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another trading analytics video. So the overall market this past week had seen a bit of a pullback, considering that we were on pace to establish new all-time highs all across the board. But there's some interesting setups forming now, and I think closing out the month of October and into the election week next week, following through with our election cycle, is going to present a lot of new types of opportunities on both the buying and the selling side to make some decent money. So first things first, we're taking a look at SPY here. And as you can see, the most important thing to notice is that we actually lost the uptrend line on SPY on the daily. And if this trend holds, we're going to retest that trend line, and it's going to become short-term resistance to send us back down likely to about 575. And if we lose 575, then 567 is going to be the next test for that key level support, which was our previous all-time high levels prior to this massive run we've been on. So I would like to see how well 575 is going to hold as that level of support for SPY, and the bulls need to defend that pretty strongly in order for us to continue on our uptrend to establish a new all-time high above 585 going into mid-November. That's what I got on SPY. So jumping over here to the Qs, you can actually see Qs are in a similar type of situation to SPY in terms of the chart pattern that's forming on the daily, but you can see that instead of being the uptrend line resistance, we're actually at the upper level short-term resistance at 497. So if we're able to break through 497, that's going to give QQQ the push it needs to get up to the 505 level to establish itself as a new all-time high and continue this nice little uptrend that we've been on the Qs. But if SPY fails to hold that 575 level and falls down to 567, I can see the Qs doing the same to retest 486. But short term, I would be more bullish towards this on the Qs just because there's so much more room for it to run to the upside. So that's what I'm looking at on the Qs. And jumping over to the chips and the semiconductors, XOXX. Similarly to the Qs, we have quite a bit of room to run to get to the all-time high level. I do think, as you can see when I talked about it earlier in our previous videos, that 237 resistance point was going to be very important. And what happened? We broke above that for one single day and lost it immediately. So we failed to hold the test. I think it's going to be important for us as we caught support here at 229, and we're going to get that curl up because this does represent a bit of a higher low trend still, even with the failed holding of the 237 level, to get that push to the upside. And if we're able to close above 237, hold that level of support, then that puts that 255 gap fill right back on target for XOXX. And finally, I want to take a look at Bitcoin, because this one's probably the most fascinating opportunity across the board in the total market. And names like Coinbase, BTBT, BITX, and the like are going to be seeing some increased volatility as well. As you guys know, Bitcoin had established itself with some key level of resistances at 60,500, 65,500, and 68,300. And what happened? We lost 68,300 as part of a failed breakout the other day. And I do think that this chart pattern that's forming is pretty interesting because, one, you can consider it to be a little bit of a bull flag here, but you also get the double bottom bounce. And if we're able to break that 68,300 zone, which again has been established as a pretty significant resistance point, but also a nice double bottom neckline break, that's going to send us up to our next level. And holding that would put us on pace to touch 71,000. I do think there is a slim chance that Bitcoin could be 100,000 by middle of next year, as long as this trend that we're seeing continues to hold. But I think it's only right to be rather bullish overall on the asset. So I think Bitcoin is going to be the next big play for any type of calls in the market. So watch names like Coinbase, BITX, Mara, Riot, BTBT, etc. So that's what I got for you guys today. Just a quick little weekend update. I've been Trade Runner. This is Trading Analytics. Link to our Discord in the description of this video, as well as in our channel bio, as always. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.